So I've been playing around with this Nulaxy KM18 for about a week, and I found a couple of annoyances with it. So, we got another box. Let me tell you, this is like by far the worst packaging I have ever gotten from Amazon. Look at that, I didn't even have to cut it open. That's ridiculous. And I got some other junk I ordered in here too. War Dogs, awesome movie. This one is the Lemonbest Bluetooth FM transmitter. And it does everything the other one does, but it has an on-off switch on it, so I thought I'd try this one out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dissatisfied. I just think that this thing could improve a little bit. Number one, it doesn't have an on-off switch on it anywhere. So you plug it in, it's on, and it won't turn off until you unplug it. I'm a little iffy about leaving this plugged into my car. I don't know how long it would take to run my battery down or anything, but I don't like that. I have two beefs with the way this thing uses an SD card. Number one, when you put it in, it takes over everything. It only plays off the SD card. And number two, you have no way to shuffle through your songs and pick. It just goes one to the next, and that's it. You can only skip. So if you have, 3,500 songs on your card, if you want the 3,500th song on the list, you have to push this button that many times to skip through it, which I find really annoying. But I can get over that, because most of the time I use the Bluetooth straight from my phone, and it works great. My only one wish with this thing is that it had an on-off switch, so I can just leave this in my car all the time. Okay, that's it. This one comes with a remote, too, which I found really appealing. And on-off switch right there. Why all you guys that make these things can't put a 50-cent on-off switch on these things is beyond me. But it's pretty much the same as the other thing. This one actually feels a little bit more flexible. It's still that metal conduit like the Nulaxy, but it seems like it's way more bendy and it stays where you put it a little bit better than the Nulaxy one does. This one kind of wants to return to a neutral position, and this one actually will stay exactly where you put it. That's kind of cool. Get rid of this stupid plastic thing. That's stuck right on the... This one has two headphone jacks, and I'm not sure why. But construction-wise, it feels just as good as that Nulaxy, maybe a little better, actually. Charger on it, too. USB. And it takes a micro SD. It's pretty much the same as the Nulaxy, but it seems like it might be a little bit better construction, and it has an on-off switch. This one was also $20. I think it was actually less than, I think it was like $18.99 or something like that, so still a good deal. And don't get me wrong, I'm not getting rid of this Nulaxy. I'm not completely dissatisfied with this. It still has a lot of use to it, so I'm still going to keep this. I just wanted to try out another one. Alright, once again, I've got the Lemonbest FM transmitter plugged in, and it's not as tight in the hole. Joking there somewhere. I think the Nulaxy actually is so tight that it's damaging my plug right here, so I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out a way to tighten that up, but it's not the fault of the transmitter. It's my plug here. Look at this. Click, and it's on. It tells me the voltage just like the Nulaxy does. Okay, it's on. Once again, with the Tascam in the same place as I had the other one, there's still that same interference. I think it's from my truck and not from the transmitter, because it's the exact same sound and pattern to the little ticking noise that is there, but it's very faint. I have my volume all the way up in order to hear it. That's all the way up. If I turn it about mid-volume on the radio, I don't even hear it. The Tascam probably picks it up, but I barely hear it myself. So we're going to pair this up.
Paired.
This one actually has a nice voice to it. The other one's like, waiting for pairing. It sounds grumpy. This one is a nice female English voice, which I rather enjoy. Enough of that. Let's play some tunes. Ooh, nope, can't use Metallica. That'll get me a copyright strike. Let's see here. There we go. Royalty free. Oops. Jesus. Oh, it doesn't seem to like it when it's maximum volume. It's letting you know. This is just as clear as the Nulaxy is. This one actually is a little more user-friendly. I'm going to put a card in here. Card automatically takes over. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This sounds more clear and more better than the Nulaxy KM18. Slightly, not too much, but it does sound better and more clear. Now, to give the Nulaxy the benefit of the doubt, it is actually more clear with a card versus your aux cord or Bluetooth. This is the same way. This is more clear with the card than with the Bluetooth. Not bad at all. The one thing that this does, that the Nulaxy also does, is it does not allow you to shuffle through your song. You can go one to the next and back and forth, but you can't. Whatever's on that card, it automatically just goes from one to the next. It's not a huge deal, but if you're putting a lot of songs, like I said before, you're going to have to click through each and every one of them. If it really bothers me that much, I got a 6-disc changer right here, Bluetooth, whatever I want from my phone or whatever. One thing I find extremely annoying between this and the Nulaxy, they're both the same way, is that when you put a card in, it automatically takes over and starts playing what's on the card. If you want to do anything else, you have to take the card out and put it somewhere, and that's a really high chance of losing something this small. So I really wish all of you companies that make these put a doggone 50-cent on-off switch on it and give it the ability to switch between sources. Those are my only two complaints. All things considered, the Lemonbest only leaves one gripe, and I doubt it's going to change anytime soon. So I'll take it. This is actually really nice. I like it. The directions on the Lemonbest actually seem pretty good. They're pretty well laid out. I mean, I didn't really read them or anything. The remote didn't come with a battery in it, which a little disappointed, but I'm not going to complain. It was less than $20 for this whole thing. It takes a CR2025, and I don't have any of those on hand, so try that out some other time. Functionality-wise, I really dig having the power switch, and I really dig the clarity, the screen, the voice is kind of nice. Am I going to get rid of the Nulaxy? No, it still serves a purpose. I still like it. I'm not going to throw it away. This is definitely better, just for having the on-off switch. The clarity is about the same, maybe a little bit better. This one seems like they put a little more thought into the manufacturing process. Knowing what I know now about these two units, I would not have bought the Nulaxy. I would have gone straight for this. And again, that's the Lemonbest Bluetooth FM transmitter, and I think that is the model number. Not sure. You know, one thing that really struck me as odd is I've had multiple people come up to me like, "What's that? What does it do?" And I explained it to them, and they're like, "Wow, I gotta get me one of those." And I couldn't believe that nobody had ever seen one of these things before. So for those of you who don't know, if you own a car that does not have an aux port to plug in your iPod or your phone or whatever to play what music you have on your phone, get one of these things and it transmits. It's an FM transmitter. It transmits whatever you're putting into it through to your radio, and you choose what radio station to put it on, and that's what radio station it broadcasts to. So you can listen to your music on your phone or your iPod through an older vehicle that doesn't have an auxiliary port to plug into. And it occurred to me that like every vehicle that's been made in the last 10 years at least has an aux port or a SD card slot that you can use with the radio. In case you really didn't know what this is, there you go. Don't take this the wrong way if you're one of those people that doesn't know about this, but you know, I might actually approach my reviews from now on from if I handed this thing to the dumbest person in the world, would they be able to figure it out? I'm a simple guy too. I like to figure things out on my own without reading the directions, mainly because that speaks to ease of use. If I can figure it out without having to read, great. Anyway, end of the day, which one's better? Lemonbest by a mile. I'm going to try it out for another couple weeks and let you know if there's any issues that I need to address. I will most certainly come back and give you my thoughts. But so far, so good. For first impressions on this, another excellent value with an added bonus that I wanted on the first one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you soon.